Next thing I would say to you is learn to persuade. Learn to persuade. Never, ever saw anybody rise above mediocrity that didn't persuade. Ministers, school teachers, business people, and dentists. Forget a lot of that mess that they taught you in dental school. They taught you to be a great dentist technically, but they didn't teach you anything else. You know why? Bless their hearts, they don't know about it. How many of you all had 4 or 5 dentists teaching you in dental school that have built big practices? Shock, huh? They don't know. And you know, some of the professors resent you for being able to go out and do that. So there's some anger there. I've been told that by the deans of 2 dental schools. We've been speaking to dental schools this last year with Suckers for Punishment. But there's some changes going on in that area, and they're realizing that the kids get out of school owing $60,000 and couldn't run a popcorn stand. And so they're starting to recommend that they learn how to do resumes so they can get jobs someplace. It's kind of stupid. And there's a shortage of dentists today if y'all would do the $31 billion that's not being done. But they don't know how to run a business. They really don't. They don't know anything about it. The only purpose of a business is to create happy, paying patients who pay you more than it costs to get them. And then they repeat and refer. That's the only purpose of a business, to create a happy paying patient who pays more than it costs to get them, and then they'll repeat and refer. Now, what does that mean when you create something pays more than it costs to get them? What do they call that? Heaven. That's business heaven. That's the only purpose. And they give you some kind of high-sounding phrases with a mission statement that Jesus couldn't remember. This long, nobody remembers it, and they put it on the wall so it looks good. You need to have a mission statement that when you tell somebody the statement in about 15 seconds, they'll say, "Wow, tell me more." We'll talk about that later, but that's it. Okay, I want you to learn to persuade. I won't use the S word, sell. I don't use that because it hurts some of you. Some of you go like this when I say sell. But some of you who don't like the S word may learn to live with the B word, which is broke. But I'm not going to mention the S word. Only going to talk about persuasion because it sounds more sophisticated. There's less resistance to that. Now, the other thing I want to say to you is keeping your self-esteem up keeps you from having so much reluctance to ask people for things. The main thing we're going to be hoping to show you this weekend is that you don't have to be a bad person to ask people for things. It's in the Sermon on the Mount. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it'll be opened. That's what it said in the book. And it's the best sales message you ever had. Best for dental practice. You got to learn to ask. The average 5-year-old child asks 50 questions a day. The average college graduate asks 2. And one of those is usually, where's the bathroom? Nature made him ask that. We quit asking. Who's learning? 5-year-old or the graduate? 5-year-old. You got to learn to persuade like a 5-year-old and have the call reluctance of a puppy. Did you ever have a puppy in your house? What happens when the doorbell rings? He goes to the door. And it ain't never for him. So, right? So have the asking ability of a 5-year-old and the call reluctance of a puppy. And your practice will just like that.